Okay guys, hi. It's market day. It is 8:40. I woke up around 8 o'clock and showered. My market is not until 4 to 8 p.m. and setup time is at 1. So I just want to give you guys like, what market day is like. This is the latest market I've ever done, so I've never actually been able to sleep in. Last weekend I had a market and I was up at 4:30 to get there at 6. So it's just going to depend on the day, but today we have a little bit time to prepare. So I'm going to do my makeup and let my hair air dry, then probably style that later, but I figured I would just, I guess, have you guys come along for what market day looks like from start to finish. So if you're someone like me, then it takes forever to pick out an outfit. I highly suggest picking out the day before if you have an early market. That's what I did last time. For market outfits, I don't think there's any right or wrong way to do it. I did all black for my last market and then a red flannel tied around my waist because it was like the red flannel market in Cedar Springs in Michigan, and so that was kind of the theme, and you had to wear some sort of red. But honestly, I might wear the same exact outfit or something similar. I have my black jeans right here that I'll probably wear with black boots because black matches everything. Maybe I'll use one of these flannels that I have down here or the one that I wore last weekend. And then my black long sleeve shirt. It is going to be really cold out for my market, so I might wear a scarf. I don't know. I would definitely suggest dressing for the weather. And so this was like 12 bucks on sale, and it had these little clips in it. So I got some photos printed of some of my items being worn, because I had people at my last market who would come in and be like, what is this? To like a headband or a hat, which I thought was pretty self-explanatory. And I did have De Brose's little printable templates that I stuck in little logs, but they were so small that people didn't even bother looking at them. So this is my friend Amber. Her and her sister Brooke took some really cute photos for me, so I got some of those printed off, and I'm going to stick them in some frames, and I don't know if I want them sitting on my table or like hanging from the side of my tent, but I will put these all in the frames and then show you guys at the end. And right now I am actually going to get some beanies out of the truck of my market prep and bring them to a local store. I believe it's called Fans in the Stands. Just need to like find all of my stuff. Oh, there's some. And I'm gonna drop some stuff off and they're gonna sell it in their shop. So I'm super excited about that. So once I get through here and I get back home, I will let you guys know what's up. Okay, I figured I would talk to you guys while I curled my hair for my market. But I just dropped off my stuff at the local store. For anyone from Lowell, it's Fans in the Stands. It used to be Pep Talk back when we were all in high school. But so I have probably about 45 minutes-ish before I'm gonna want to leave. And I forgot to tell you guys earlier that I had a market last weekend and my dad is out of town and I use his truck to do my markets, and it has a cap on it and everything. So since he was gone and didn't need his truck back, I left all my stuff in there, so I did not have to pack a truck this time. Just some tips for people who are doing their first market or maybe have done a market and never thought of this: to put the items you're going to need first in your truck last. So like, I know that I need my canopy out first, my tent that's going to cover my stuff, because if it's raining or whatever, you don't want to get any of your other stuff out and have all your products sitting out and not have anything to stick it under. So I always do my tent first, so I make sure that that's put either in the back seat or just in the very end of the tailgate of the truck, so that it's the first thing that I can get out and set up. And then the next thing that I like to keep near the end of the truck that's easiest to get out is my checkout stand, because I usually know like that has to go in there. I do not set my booth up the same every single time, and my friend was like, why don't you just take a picture so you can do it the same? But the reason is that I'm still trying to feel out what kind of booth setup works best and which things work better than others. So for example, at my last market, like I love having that little round table with my beanies on it and all the different colors, but people like don't even come up and look at that tape. Like they see it from afar, but they don't actually like get close and examine the hats or really look at them. I don't know if they're like afraid to disturb my display, or like, I don't know, maybe they just don't like bright pastels or anything like that. But I noticed that, and then I had set up my boyfriend's dad had suggested I did do camo because it was like their hometown like market, and he said camo would do really well. So I got some camo yarn and made some beanies and other things. And at first I had those, and people would walk up and they could only see this table, and I had all my camo and their school colors on that table. But I just noticed a lot of people weren't even stopping and taking the time to like come into my tent, and they would kind of walk by. So I moved some of my big hand knit blankets right on the edge of the setup, so like the table over here, when everyone would walk by, my knits were sitting right here in the end. And that definitely made people be like, oh, what is this? And they like stop and they, you know, look at it, whatever, which was great because it got people to stop and then take stock of what it was in my tent, and then maybe even venture inside of my tent and look at things. But the downside to that is, as most people who know, who have made like the giant knits, that they tend to be a little bit more fragile than most things we make. And with it being in the edge of my tent, every single person, like child, parent, grandparent, didn't matter, rubbed that blanket or blankets when they walked by. And so like I did have a white one. I had to put a blue one on top because I didn't want it getting all marked up. And I just flinched every time someone went out and grabbed and touched and rubbed it and picked it up, because I know as makers I can't be the only one who like cringes when people like stretch out our items or pick them up and kind of use and abuse them and then don't buy them. But that was the only downside to that, is that everyone was touching it, and I wanted to put a sign out that said do not touch, but like that's literally how people were coming in my tent. And I think I made 3 sales to people who the only reason they stopped was to check out those blankets, which also people know, knitters and crocheters know that the yarn to make those giant arm knit blankets is not cheap. And I think I had like a larger one for $80 and then a little bit smaller one for $60. And people would come in and look at the price tag and be like, oh, well, we can just make that our own. I've seen YouTube videos and whatever. And that's totally okay. You're gonna have people who do that every time. I had a woman come in and look at a bun beanie that I made from Ashley of A Crafty Concepts Claire bun beanie pattern. And she's like, no, we can just have your grandma make that. And you know, some people just come, like I go to craft fairs and just check out people's ideas and booths and whatever, and that's totally okay. And it's okay to like, I mean, I told that woman like, hey, yeah, my friend sells that pattern, like I hopefully got Ashley a sale out of that. I knew that I wasn't gonna sell her anything of mine, so it didn't hurt for me to give her my pattern. But you know, there will be people who say they can make it on their own. I think a lot of those people who wanted to make the arm knit blankets are gonna go online and realize that yarn for that. Since I got all my yarn on sale, I was actually selling it probably for what they could make it for. So, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully that will help them open their eyes to future markets and people who have awesome knit blankets on Etsy and stuff like that, and they will reconsider when they happen upon those. But let's see what else. I like to put my tables and stuff in the front too of my market, because obviously you have to set your tables up before you can set your stuff up. And then everything else is kind of a free-for-all. If my dad has like a 4-door truck, so I keep all of my product, I try to keep it in like the back seat of the truck. He's really good about like not having a lot of stuff in his truck, which makes one of us. But so his truck's pretty cleaned out when we go to put everything in there, so I don't have to like battle with stuff that he's already got in there. But yeah, tablecloths too, I would keep those out definitely in front or in the back with your product, because I know last time I started like setting my stuff out and then I'm like, oh, where are my tablecloths? And I had totally actually forgotten my tablecloths last time my boyfriend had to run to I think Meijer or Walmart for me and get them. So now I'm gonna pretty much change and then go load all those pictures that I had put in frames earlier, and just I made some bows from Southern Day Crochet's patterns on her blog. It's a free pattern for her bows. They're really cute. And I have some magnets that I'm gonna see if I can stick to that chicken wire shelf I made, and then stick the bows on the back of those just to display them. We'll see how it works. But hopefully you found some of these tips helpful. If not, this is also how I curl my hair. I decided I like to curl my hair for markets. I like to like try on my beanies and headbands and stuff. People like to see what they look like. I don't know if I'm gonna wear a beanie or a headband today. It's gonna be cold, so I'm gonna wear something. I just haven't decided which. I'll probably try one on 10 different times in my tent, because that's just who I am as a person. I can never decide. But it'll be fun, and I'm excited to show you guys. I will do my best to record as much as possible for you guys, and hopefully I'll be able to con my boyfriend into carrying on my camera for a while and getting some awesome footage of other people's, like I'd love to show you guys other people's market setups. I know my friend Ashley of Hello Ash and Ivy is gonna be there, and she has some awesome, she like does sewing and she does like water bottles. She made me a logo water bottle that was really cool. And then Katie of Hanoverian Crochet Co. She also does crochet, and she has some really awesome stuff. She has some really awesome like shawls and triangle scarves that are like super cozy and comfy, and I love them. She also has some really cute wall hanging, so definitely will show you both of their tents, because they always have cute setups for their stuff, and hopefully Trevor will pull through for us and get some awesome footage of the rest of the market while I'm at my tent. Okay, we just got here and we popped up our tent. But anyways, Trevor's anchoring down our tent with milk jugs and bungee cords, and we just filled them with water and sand. And then this is all of my stuff that we are going to set up. So I'm going to get my checkout stand and everything, and hopefully you guys will just be able to see this. So cute. She has this bag bar where you can choose your Michigans and put them on there, and she's like a whole bunch of them in here. Tons of cute stuff. There's Ashley. Hi guys, I forgot to record last night when we left the market because things got really busy and packing up was crazy. And I was gonna show you guys unloading the whole truck, but my awesome boyfriend Trevor decided he was going to unload it for me. He started, so I'll just show you guys what he got out so far and then kind of show you how the chaos is of when you get home, because that's probably the worst part after a market, is putting all of your stuff away. So we'll go do that and check back after that. This is what he's gotten out so far. This is my tent. It needs to go back in its bag. If it rained at all, you don't want to put it back in your bag right away because you want to give it time to dry out, otherwise it will smell really musty. Got my tables out. This table has to go in my room. This needs to go back in my craft room. That rack does. Those tubs I throw in a closet. It looks like he got out my little scarf stand, my pegboard, and my checkout stand back there. So he's actually gotten like all of the big stuff out, which is good. Let me see if there's anything in here. Well, just stuff that's gonna go back to my dad's tables and whatnot. All of this stuff pretty much has to go in my craft room, and this is all of my checkout stand items that I had shoved under there, and then my cover. So once I get all that back, I'll show you guys what my craft room is like. It's just gonna be a state of disarray pretty much, but we'll talk about it. We'll get through it. Okay, in full disclosure, this is what my craft room looks like before I even put any of my market prep items back into my room. Kind of like sidebar, it also is pretty messy because I'm messy as a person, but also because I waited till the last minute to do a lot of things that I definitely shouldn't have. As you can see, all my tagging supplies are out because I tagged up until I think 11:30 at night for my market 2 weekends ago, and I had to be up at 4:30 in the morning to go for that market. So I don't even know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking, obviously. So my boyfriend is being a champ and getting everything out of the car. He's gonna set everything downstairs in the living room kitchen area, and then I'm gonna come up and put it back. So I'm gonna try and clean some of this up before he gets in here, and hopefully it'll look a lot cleaner. Probably not, but hopefully. Okay guys, not only did my boyfriend bring it all inside, he brought it all upstairs for me because he's literally the best. This part of my craft room is still a mess, but I did manage to get some of my tables cleaned off, and everything's being brought in. I did want to show you guys this. It is like one of those kit and caboodles. Like I used to keep my makeup in this when I was like 8. I'm sure everyone's had one, but this is where I keep all of my market like needs, must-have items. My boyfriend made me this little card holder. He literally just sawed into some wood because I did not have a card holder. I just had them flat laying on my desk, but isn't that cute? I don't even know how he thinks of these things. I had them for my sign holders, but so I always have that in there. I have stamp stuff, price tag stamp. Actually, I'm gonna take this out and put it with my other stamps. But I always bring my price tag stamp because sometimes you finish something when you're there. Sometimes tags fall off. I have the little connector for my phone, my little square card reader. I'm gonna do a tutorial on squares soon because I have had a few people ask me for those. And then just pens and markers, clothespins, you never know what you'll need them for. Extra signage and business cards. I think these are just business cards, little notepads, stuff like that. Then down here, tampons. I have a little receipt book because you might have someone who asks for a receipt, so you never know. It's just nice to have those. More clothespins. And then this is a statement book, and I just keep just a ledger of what I sold, when I sold it. And this helps you know, like, now I know that mustard was a super popular color for the last 2 markets I did, and I want to do more. This is a statement book. You can get them at like Meijer, Walmart, Target, Amazon. I think my local mom and pop, like, general store sells these, but you can just get a general ledger that will just have like item, I think I'll have like the date, item, and then like credit, debit, whatever. It's normally what people use to keep track of like their bank accounts and stuff. So like when you buy something or sell something or whatever, but that would be a great way to track it, or just a lined piece of paper, honestly. It's nice to have, it's nice to know, you know what you came with, you know what you left with, and you know how much money you made, which is awesome. So I highly suggest that. But I just want to show you guys this. If you have like some little kind of crate or box or something, I highly recommend these little kitten caboodles because, oops, they are so handy. I wish mine was like not such a bright pink and maybe more like a neutral color, but you get what you get. So I always just store that there just for future reference. But anyways, I'm gonna start putting away all of the goods my boyfriend brought me, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. It's gonna go in my room. I'm not gonna show you my room right now because it's a mess, but thank you. It's been a week since the market actually, and I have put away 90% of all of my stuff. I am actually getting ready for Christmas Rule, which happens in November. So I have some things that I'm keeping out, playing with new yarn colors and all of that. I just wanted to ask you guys if you would be interested in a couple things. One would be maybe a Instagram live that's later converted to a YouTube video on pricing, because I know there's a lot of confusion about pricing, and I don't know, people don't like to give like exact numbers or formulas, and they say check this and check that, and I'll kind of tell you guys how I go about mine and maybe why my prices may differ from like De Brose or White Owl Crochet or other bigger names in crochet, and what my future goals are and all of that stuff. So that's something you're interested in, let me know. Also, I was thinking about maybe publishing a like an income report. I know people do those for like their blogs all the time, but I was thinking for my market, so that you guys can get an idea. My last 2 markets, I actually wrote down everything that I sold and the time that I sold it. I'm always curious like what other people make at their markets and what they don't, and how much traffic and what would be considered a good market and a bad market. So if that's something you guys are interested in, comment below. And also, you know, feel free to comment on my blog, send me a DM on Instagram if there's something you want to see. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if there are any other videos you want to see, you know, always feel free to send me an email, send me a message. Just, you know, I love to chat with you guys, so I'm excited. But thank you for sticking along for this long video, and hopefully you found 1 or 2 helpful tips.